Thank you very much, Mr. Magayan. Let me share my screens. Good afternoon, everybody. And I am, as Mr. Magayan has already introduced my name and title, I'm Dr. Wunna Aung, Director from the Directorate of Investment and Cabinet Administrations under the Ministry of Investment and Foreign Economic Relations. Today, my presentations topics is the investment environment in Myanmar, especially we're focused for the construction industry roughly. And then my contents will be in 5 parts. Firstly, we're introduced about the government policy for the economics, and then I will present legal framework and investment opportunities for the investor, and then investment climates in Myanmar Myanmar conditions will be presented, and then how to submit the investment proposal to get the Myanmar Investment Commission permit or something like that. There will be explained in details, and then how we are trying and how we are afford for the investor for the facilitations and investment promotions like that. Firstly, may I introduce a little bit about our departments regarding the investment matter. The first one is that we have Myanmar Investment Commissions, which is noted as the MIC, Myanmar Investment Commission, which is noted as MIC, and then that is related for the responsible investment development, and then its responsibility is also to protect the investor and their investment, and then it is also responsible for the development of national economies, and actually is a higher level of the higher body for the investment matter. And then we our department's title on the right hand side of the logo. That is our department noted as the tiger, and then the name is the Directorate of Investment and Company Administrations. That our department is the Secretariat's Office of the Myanmar Investment Commissions, and then our department is responsible for the investment and company administration. And then in this message, in this slide, I would like to give the messages that our department point for the investor, which is also noted as the tiger. And then actually our department is under the Ministry of Investment and Foreign Economic Relations. Our ministry has been formed a few years ago. The idea is to facilitate the business, and then to improve the responsible investment, and to facilitate the international economic collaborations. The most important functions of the MIFAR is that to cooperate between the ministries regarding the investment. Whatever the investor needs, MIFAR is ready to facilitate all of the government departments. So our departments, our Territorial Investment and Common Administration, TICA, is ready to facilitate. And please note that our department is the first counterpoint for the investor. Here, let me share about our government policy for the economics. As we all know, this is the economic objectives. There are the 3 points of the economic objectives. The most important point is the second one. What I would like to mention is that to develop a stable market economy and promote international investment in order to enhance the economic development for the entire nation of people. I would like to highlight this point because it is obviously seen that right now our government is want to promote the international investment. That is also important message for the as the government policies. Here is the legal frameworks. Investment legal framework for the investment opportunities. Our departments, our ministry and our territorial investment and common administration has always always follows the OECD investment policy review since 2014. There are the suggestion by the OECD investment policy review. So we change, we reform, we make so many reform regarding the investment, and then we can reform. We can make a new investment law and then company laws, and then with the Myanmar company registration, electronic registration system or something like that. We have so many, we have done so many reforms. That is according to the suggestion of the OECD. And then here, let me share about the how we are doing. And then there are the 3 more of doing business in Myanmar. The first one is the according to the Myanmar Companies Law. That companies law is also new one. We have already reformed the Myanmar Companies Law, and then according to that companies law, that is related to our departments, DICA. And then you can set up your companies by according to the Myanmar Companies Law. But you don't need to come to our office. That is very easy because we have already established the Myanmar electronic company registration system, also known as the Myanmar Companies Online. It's MyCo. So you can do everything regarding the setting up the companies matter, and then you don't need to come to our office. Also the payment, and you don't need to come to our office. You can you can use the bank transactions, and then after that, after setting up the company, you can start your business. That is the first mode of the doing business in Myanmar. The second one, we have another law, that is a Myanmar investment law. That investment actually before before 2016, there are the Myanmar citizen investment law and foreign investment law. There are two. There was a 2 law. So right now we have already merged these 2 laws into a new one, and then we made so many changes, and then we made we had already published the Myanmar as the Myanmar investment law. So according to the Myanmar investment law, Myanmar Investment Commission, you can submit the investment proposal, not only the Myanmar Investment Commission, as I has already mentioned, that MIC. So not only the Myanmar Investment Commission, but also the state and region investment committees. It's meaning that we actually they are a little different. Myanmar Investment Commission can approve that not only the permit but also the endorsement. The state and region investment committee can approve the endorsement only. So I will also explain about the procedure of these endorsement and what are the difference between the endorsement and the permit soon. And then what I would like to say as the second mode is that according to the Myanmar investment law, that is related to the Myanmar Investment Commission and then the State and Region Investment Committee. So you can start your business according to this law. And then the last one is we have a SEZ law, a Special Economic Zone law. At the SEZ, the responsible body is the SEZ committees. You can also start the business. That is a third one. So we, as I have already presented about the Myanmar Companies Law, Myanmar Investment Law, and SEZ law, something like that. Actually, the tools, the tools are the Myanmar investment law and the SEC law. Or if you invest according to the Myanmar investment law and the SEC law, you can get the tax incentive. That is how to say that is a little difference with the Myanmar companies law. Here is how to register a new company in Myanmar. Actually, it's very easy. I have already presented. Myanmar Communist Law has already launched at the 1st August of the 2018. And then at the same time, we have a Myanmar Communist Online registration, also noted as the MICO. I have already also mentioned that the websites of the MICO, you can set up the company's registrations by using this website within a few minutes. So here in this slide, what are the important message is that actually in the previous times, if there are the one share ratio of the foreign investor, we noted that company as a foreign companies. Right now, if a company is composed, if company is set up with the Myanmar citizens and the foreign citizens, if the foreign share ratio is up to 35%, that company is noted as the local companies, not the foreign company. If the foreign share ratio is up to 36%, its companies may be foreign companies. We noted like that. That is also an important message for the potential investor. Here, how to invest in Myanmar? According to the Myanmar investment law, you can invest in Myanmar, and then you can also get the tax incentive. So, how to invest in Myanmar? Actually, in our Myanmar investment law, according to the Myanmar investment law, we have already mentioned that. Large potential impact, and then in the section 36, where if your investment is less large potential impact, also a strategic investment, and then the large capital incentive designated by the government, state-owned land and building. So if you want to lease the building and the land from the state-owned land and building, in section 36 of the Myanmar investment law, it is already mentioned that if your investment includes in these 5 sectors, you have to submit the proposal to get the Myanmar Investment Commission permit. So, yeah. If your investment is not included in the under the section 36, you don't need to submit the investment proposal to the Myanmar Investment Commission to get the Myanmar Investment Commission permit. But if you want to lease the land, and then if you want to get the tax incentive, you may submit the endorsement. You can submit the endorsement to the Myanmar Investment Commission and the State and Region Investment Committee to get the endorsement. Also, you can enjoy the right to use land and the exemption and relief. What are the exemption and then what kind of relief you will get? I will explain more detail in the next slides. This is the restricted investment. Actually, we also noted that this is the negative list for regarding the investment in Myanmar. There are the four points. The first one is that investment activities allowed to carry out by state only. This means that we were allow these kind of investment activities to the state only. It means that not to the foreign investor, but also the local investor. can do that kind of investment activity. It will be done by the state only. That is the first one. The second one is the investment activities is restricted to the foreign investor. That is the second one. So in this matter, in this investment activities, the local investor can invest these investment activities. The third one is the investment activities allow only in form of joint venture with the citizens and then with the citizens' own entity or the citizens of the Myanmar. That is the third one. And then the fourth one is the investment activities permitted with the recommendations of the relevant ministries. Also, you were clear in the next slides. We were also I will also explain about in detail with an example of the construction. Here's a right to use land. So if you get the Myanmar Investment Commission permit, before mention about these right to use land, we have I'd like to introduce a little bit about we have the immovable. In our country, we have a immovable properties law. There's according to this law, the foreign investor cannot buy the land, but the foreign investor can lease the land, but just only 1 year. So it is not impossible and it's not relevant for the investment matter because of the nature of the investment is the long-term period, and you need to lease the land for the long-term periods. But we have a Myanmar investment law. According to this law, you have to submit the investment proposal to the Myanmar Investment Commission. If you get the Myanmar Investment Commission permit, you can lease the land for the long-term periods, that is 50 years. And then you can extend your lease of the, you are leasing it times at 10 years, 2 times. It means that you can get the, you can lease the land. It means that 50 plus 10 plus 10 is mean totally 70. You can lease the land not only from the private sector, but also from the government. You can lease the land for the 70 years according to the Myanmar Investment Law, but you need to get the permit of the Myanmar Investment Commissions. Here's the policy for the employment of staff and worker. You can appoint any citizens for the senior manager, expert, and advisor. Any citizens, you can appoint it any citizens. We have no restrictions. But if you, if there the ward which does not require the skills, you have to appoint it the Myanmar citizens only. That is a job opportunities for our local people. Here's the promoted sector. Actually, this slide is important. We also noted that as a notification, Myanmar Investment Commission notifications of 13/2017, which is already mentioned in our websites. This is a promoted sector. As I have already mentioned in this sector, there's the agriculture, plantations, livestock, breeding and fishery, manufacturing, establishment of the industrial zone, establishment of new urban area, and then city development activities, construction of road, bridge, and railway line, construction of seaport, river port and triport, management and operation of maintenance of the airport. And then aircraft, maintenance of aircraft, supply and transportation service, production of renewable energy, power generations, telecommunications, education, health, information technology, hotel and tourism, science and R&D, science and research development, something like that. Actually, these are the promoted investment activities for the promoted sector. It is really, really important. So what opportunities, what kind of opportunities you can get if you are investment in the promoted sector? I will explain in the next slide. Nice slide. Sorry. Here is I have already mentioned that this is the promoted sector of the, according to the Myanmar investment law. This slide is the investment activities of the constructions under the promoted sector. So construction of the road, bridge, and railway line, construction of the new highway, the bridge on those road, and then construction of the railway line, and then construction of flight runway, upgrading bridge and highways, and construction of the tunnel. That is also included in the promoted sector. And then construction of the seaport, river, and dry ports are also included in the promoted sector. Here is another activities, but that is related to the construction project. Production of concrete, cement, limestone brick, ceramic, and plaster, manufacturing of the construction materials, and then manufacturing of plastic product for the construction business, tank, water containers, and the reservoir, and the production of iron and steel. That is also included in the promoted sector. So let me share about the incentive for the investor. So as I have already explained about the promoted sector, so let me now present about the incentive for the investor. So the first one is the income tax exemptions. Before presenting about the income tax exemption, let's see about the custom duty and some other internet tax. The first one is that if you invest as the hotel project in Myanmar, so the first one is that you have to make the investment proposal, and then you have to submit that proposal to our Myanmar Investment Commissions, and then we will check. Then you may get the permit of the Myanmar Investment Commission. And then the construction period for your hotel, your business, maybe 1 year or 2 years or something like that. That is depend on the size of your business. So let's say that is 1 year for the construction periods you request like that. And then at the time, you may import your required machinery for your business, such as a backhoe or dozer or something like that. And then if you need your hotel machinery or something like that, you may import your required machinery within the construction period without paying the custom duty. That is the first opportunity for the investor. And then you may get after you may import your required machinery from the abroad without paying the custom duty, and then your business is already set up, and at that time you have to inform to us, oh, I'm now ready to start my business. We were noted that at that time that is a common mass of the business. From that time onwards, you may get the tax incentive, 3 years, 5 years, and 7 years. It depends on the location. I will also explain about the next slide. So you may get the tax incentive. That incentive, but your business must include in the promoted sector. I have already presented in the previous slides, but your investment have to include it in the promoted sector. You may get the tax incentive. Income tax is an incentive for the 3 years, 5 years, and 7 years. There's a second opportunity for the investment, second opportunity for the investor. The third one is that if your business, when you start your business, you may need the raw materials. If your raw materials, if you import, let's say that there is a, how to say, another factory for the foodstuff or a garment or something like that, you may import the raw material and then you make a finished product in Myanmar at your factories. And then if you export by using that kinds of raw materials, if you export all the finished product to the as the export matter, you may get the tax incentive for the raw materials. But if you distribute in our country, you may not get the tax incentive for the upon the raw materials. That is the incentive for the investor. Here for the regarding the income tax exemptions, I have already mentioned that you may get the tax incentive 3 years, 5 years, and 7 years. It's depend on the locations. We have already noted that that is that is already mentioned in our websites. We have noted that there are the 3 different zones. Zone 1 is noted as the least developed zone. And then zone 2 is a moderate developed zone. Zone 3 is a developed zone. If you invest in the zone 3, you may get the tax incentive 3 years. If you invest in the zone 1, you may get the tax incentive 7 years. So that is or already mentioned which township and which state and region is included in the how to say, which zone, so 1, zone 2, or zone 3, something like that. Here is a treatment for the investor. Actually, all of the investor must be treated as the national people. It's a national treatment. We have no discrimination between the foreign investor and Myanmar investor. Between the foreign investor, East and West, or something like that, we have no discrimination. That is the that is already mentioned, clearly mentioned in our law. So that is how to treat the investor. We will treat all of the investor same. This is an investment grantee. So Myanmar Investment Commission can give the grantee not to expropriate our national people, and not to expropriate or nationalize, indirect or the indirect expropriations. So if we have investor agreement mechanisms. Myanmar Investment Commission has already published the notifications 9/2020. That is an investment committee grantees. That is also mentioned in our law. Yes, let me present about the investment climate. This is the FDI sector and countries in Myanmar. In this slide, in the left, in the right side of the chart, the Singapore, China, and Thailand are the Thailand and the Hong Kong SCR is also included in the top. UK are included in the top five countries in our which they are invest in our country. And then as the buying sector, the power sector is the first one, followed by the oil and gas sector, 25%, and the manufacturing sector. And then real estate sector is just only 7% of the investments. Here is a investment related investment matter that is related with the construction projects. There's a little difference by countries. Here is Singapore, China's, and Hong Kong. Hong Kong is also stands for the third positions for the construction period. For the construction project only. And then for the right figure, for the right chart, there is a real estate sector is huge in the construction related projects. Here is a Hong Kong investment in Myanmar. That is the oil and gas sector, manufacturing sector, the mining sector, power sector, and real estate sector is also stand in the fifth number. Here's a success story, the investing in real estate sector in Myanmar. Here's this slide is how to submission of the investment proposal to Myanmar Investment Commission. If you invest in the development, say, and the lease of the residential apartments and condominiums, the foreign investor and local investor may have to make a joint venture. You can make a joint venture, and then you can apply the investment proposal to Myanmar Investment Commissions. These are the activities. That is the approval of the Ministry of, if you invest in this sector, urban development, which is for the above 100 acres, and then the building and marketing of the real then share apartment having the floor over the 50,000, and then above the 4 acres, urban redevelopment, which is about 4 acres, and then development of the new city or towns. Foreign investor can invest joint venture or the 100% foreign owned. You can invest like that, but you need to get the approval from the Ministry of Constructions. But don't worry, that is we were requested and we were asked the comments of the Ministry of the Construction by the Myanmar Investment Commissions. Here, these activities, these investment activities regarding the constructions, you can also invest a joint venture or the 100% foreign owned. You can invest, but that is this is the need. This investment activities needs the approval of the Ministry of Transport and Communications. Here's the flowchart for the investor to get the Myanmar Investment Commission permit. You have to submit some attachment that is already you already get already download. This form can be downloaded at our website. Form 2 propose the investment form, and then the form 6 tax incentive or something like that, right to use land or the other requirements you may download, and then you have to submit the Myanmar Investment Commission your proposal to the Myanmar Investment Commission. And then at the time we were screening your investment proposal, and then if we need depending on the if we need the recommendation from the relevant ministries, such as the Ministry of Construction or Transport and Telecommunication or something like that, Myanmar Investment Commission will ask the relevant ministry to the state and region government, the Yangon City Development Committees or the environmental developments and other relevant ministries. We will ask the recommendations regarding your investment proposal, and then you may start your business. If these ministry and these authorities have no objections, you may get the Myanmar Investment Commissions. Here's how you should invest in Myanmar. That is a full filter for the potential investor. As we all know, we have Myanmar is also included in the ASEAN, and then Myanmar is also a strategic locations. We have the strong investment law, and then the Myanmar Investment Commissions, MIFA is our ministry, and then our departments, Territorial Investment and Common Administration, DICA. Apart from these, we have UNFCCI. UNFCCI is also a powerful chamber of commerce in Myanmar, and then the GMS corridor. We have so many state and region. We have so many branch offices in the state and region. So that is also a strong institutions, and then we have also a CMEC project, and then we make so many facilitations, and many languages is also one of the pull factor for the potential investor. Here's a prospect between the Myanmar and Hong Kong. That is actually, as I have already mentioned, the Myanmar is the strategic locations between China and India, which are the huge market for the business. And then there is CMEC, China Myanmar Economic Corridor. Another one, well, and so you can. So we hope that in the near future, the Myanmar and Hong Kong can make the investment cooperations and the business matching and the investment missions and delegations, investment and foreign and roadshow. We hope like that. That is the prospect between the Myanmar and Hong Kong. Here's the effort for the investor. Our ministry, Myanmar Ministry of the Investment and Foreign Economic Relations has the objectives. That is that is how to say, we have BIFA SMART program. That SMART program is the SMART program includes S is the SMART, SMART. S means the streamlining and simplifying procedures. M means the maximizing online service and the minimizing the barrier to the business. And then A means the assuring effective service. R means the reducing regulatory burden, and then T is for the transparency enhancement. Our ministry has objective that is the trusted partner for the business and development communities. That is our that is of the ministry. So this SMART program is a strategy for the investor. So we follow this kind of SMART program. Here is a Myanmar Investment Commission also inviting the this investment activity as a priorities: fertilizer, cements, iron and steel, agriculture, public transportation, pharmaceuticals and medical device, electronic vehicle manufacturing, value-added foodstuff, and then edible wine. These are the investment priority sectors. If you invest in this sector, there's a fast track for the permit, and then we will assist if you need any assistance from us, not only from us, but also from the other ministry to get the license or permit or something like that. We will facilitate and we will support to the investor. This is a standard operation procedure for the one-stop service. We have a one-stop service center that is already include or most of the business departments, such as the Ministry of the Commerce, Ministry of the Environmental, or something like that, export, custom and internal revenue departments, and something like that. So in these one-stop service center, we have already published that there is a standard operation procedure SOP. So in this SOP, what kinds of documents you need? You have to submit. And then what is the clear procedure, and then step by step, and then how much cost you have to pay, and then how long it take to get the permit or license, and then where you have to submit, and then who assigns your documents or something like that. That is very clear SOP, and then it will be very important documents between our not only for the government but also for the investor. That is, we follow this kind of SOP. This is a consulting business in Myanmar that is already published a few days ago. You can also download it in our website. That is a useful information such as the land lease, the cost of the land lease, service fees, or the procedures, or something like that. You may find any update information in the consulting business in Myanmar. This is also known as a survey report. Here, I would like to introduce about the Taika online solutions. It's noted as the TOZO. So if you want to invest in, if you're interested to invest in Myanmar, firstly, you may go to our website, and then you may study or something like that, or you may listen my presentations or something like that. That is the first step. And then the second step, if you invest, if you want to invest, and if you interest to invest in Myanmar, another step is that you may come to our office, and then you may get the appointment from us, and then to discuss your investment philosophy. That is a second step. I know very well. We know very well about the nature of the investor. So right now, as we all know, because of the limitation of the COVID-19, we have how to say, no chance to meet in person. So right now, no need to worry about the appointment. So you can use the TOZO. TOZO is ready to support to us. You can make any appointment through this Dozo, and then you may just it's very simple. You have to select just date and time, and then you may receive the email and Zoom link, and then we will meet online. No need to worry about the COVID-19 restrictions. And then if our survey is poor, you can also feedback to that system. If our survey is good, you can also feedback to our system. Our boss are always guidance to us. This investment facilitation is very important. So you can please don't hesitate to contact to use the Dozo, and then that is already mentioned in our websites. It's very user friendly. It's very easy to use. I'd like to advertise this Dozo. Actually, Dozo and then SOP and then the cost of doing business survey reports. A few days ago, we have already launched as the Embolsing Investment Facilitations 2020 a few days ago. That is now I would like to advertise these kinds of tools to facilitate the investor. Thank you very much. If you need any assistance from us, from Tiger, please don't hesitate to contact me. My handphone is already mentioned in this slides. You may record, and then you may contact us through WhatsApp, and then Viber, and then telephone, email, and then WeChat also available. I always respond to you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Wunna Aung, for the very informative and inspiring talk. I learned a lot of things. Michael Dozo, keywords. But we have some questions, but because of the timing, I can only have one. So, Dr. Aung,
yes.
Can a foreign company set up a wholly owned subsidiary in Myanmar? And how long do regulatory approvals take? Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for your questions. As I have already presented, since 2018, 1st August, we started the Myanmar Companies Law. At the same time, we have already launched as the Myanmar Companies Online as a microsystem. In this microsystem, you can use everything, and then the answer is that yes. The answer is that yes. You may set up the companies, foreign companies as subsidiary companies in Myanmar. The answer is yes. The time is within a few minutes. By using the microsystem. So you can make everything in online, and no need to come to our office. A few minutes mean maybe 6 minutes, and then but we have to approve by the human. So it may take depending on if there's a Saturday or Sunday, it may approve on Monday. But no need to worry. Our staff work Saturday and Sunday. That's just how to say proof. It's also very quick, very quick.
Thank you for the sharing.